thinking in my head.
Oh, where it's taking place. You're
Right.
setting the
I'm trying to
scene.
construct it in
Gotcha.
my head.
Okay.
Okay, so then let's say we want to then go to the villain voicing out a challenge.
Yeah.
You know.
That's him shouting. That's his open mouth.
Right.
Okay.
Then I guess you want the hero reacting. He wouldn't be smiling, but this is just these are just pretty much notes for my head.
Gotcha.
Okay, so you want him reacting. And then let's.
I guess the chase has to begin at some point.
Let's say he has a surprise. I mean, because like if you forewarn your victim, then you lose the point of surprise. So let's say he set something up. So I think what we want to do is expand this shot to show that there's something up. Let's say that he has little henchmen in the background.
The villain.
In front of the hero.
Okay. Heroes never
while he
have
turns
henchmen.
around.
Villain only.
Villains
have
always have
henchmen.
henchmen.
Okay.
Sitting, they're on top of a building,
Right.
and let's say they're destroying the structure of the building so that it falls out. So you
Great.
show.
Okay. I got you. Yeah.
And
This is the bottom row now.
right. Well, you're just constructing the scene.
All right.
And then let's have. Then you have to obviously show the building falling, breaking up, and the hero falling in the trap.
Falling
now, how is he
through.
going to get out of
Right.
it?
Be telling me.
And then you, then we can show the villain. This is all scratch, gobbledygook, but it's
Really? I thought
it's shorthand for
finished
myself.
drawings.
Oh,
I see. I thought that was the finished artwork.
Then what we could do is show the villain looking down at the scene and looking at the mess and smoke flying off.
Take that,
and,
you rat.
yeah, and then the henchman setting up, ha ha ha, our villain. And then we can have show the villain. I mean, the hero actually come up behind him, come up behind the villain and capture him.
While the villain was gloating, the hero snuck up behind him.
Well, what the hero did was go through the whole building, come back up through the building behind him,
And you've got all that in your mind
Okay,
from
so-
these ridiculous sketches, right? Okay.
So this is actually just representation of what I'm seeing. The basic bones logistics of the whole.
The bare
whole-
bones, right?
The bare bones
Okay.
of everything.
It's not the chase that I suggested,
No.
but it's a lot more interesting. Go.
Okay, now the next step then, at least for me, is where's the emphasis? Where do I want the exclamation points in the scenes?
That makes sense.
Now,
yeah. Because every panel can't have equal weight and equal importance.
Right, if every shot was big and every shot was exciting, then it would get boring after
It's like
a
a
while.
singer singing nothing but high notes.
Right.
Wouldn't mean anything.
Right, you want to creep up on the reader and surprise them
Right.
with not boring shots, but shots that are quote unquote quiet.
And then suddenly, bang!
Right, a lot of ways you can do that. Okay, well, first let's pick emphasis. Obviously, this will be an emphasis shot. It's the last gloating, the hero wins. So that would be one. Let's make the challenge another emphasis.
Which just seems like two faces there now, but I have a
Right.
feeling when you're through with it,
Yeah, so there are different ways you can do that. You could do bigger shots and everything else real small. You could change the borders or everything. Okay, so let's do the establishing shot. You want a boring not a boring establishment, but you want
quiet.
a quiet shot. So actually, this is a nice shot where we have.
We have 10 minutes is what we have. Now you're going to be able to finish this in 10 minutes? I don't mean to put you under this, but yes, I do. I do mean to put you under this pressure. I wish
That's
I
editorial
could
training.
make the people watching this really know and understand, and I promise you it's the truth. We have not rehearsed this. Whilce did not know what I was going to ask. Whilce has not done this. I'm catching him cold. Neither of us know how it's going to turn. Well, I know darn well it'll turn out good because I know how good you are. But he's really just making this up as he goes along, and I think that's what's really so fascinating about it. There's no way you'll have it finished in 10 minutes, but anyway, we'll see.
We'll give it the Marvel try.
Okay.
See what happens. Okay, so basically want to establish the hero that he's on building. So
You can tell he's
set
the
up the
hero because
wall.
he's not snarling, right?
And then maybe silhouettes of New York City in the background.
Okay. That's a great silhouette. I know that building.
Maybe this could be the little elevator shaft. There's a door, you know. You want to add in a lot of details. Okay,
Laundry
this is
on a
New York
clothesline?
laundry.
Yeah. That shirt looks like one of mine.
And then maybe for the villain, since you're going to be showing him in the next shot.
You don't show too much of him. He's
yeah,
smaller in the background?
Yeah, he could be just a silhouette.
Right. Very
You know.
menacing and mysterious.
Yeah, with his hand out, his feet splayed. Maybe he could have a cape flying in.
Oh, naturally.
Everybody.
And when you
knows
draw a cape, you don't kid around. That's a great composition.
Okay, so it's a simple panel. Nothing too exciting is happening. But see that's what's happening here. Nothing too
Pretty
explosive
exciting.
is
I'm afraid
happening.
that thing's going to fall off the clothesline. But I know what you mean. Yeah, right.
Okay, so then let's add in these here. Okay, we
And you
said
were
that
going
these
to make
do.
these points of emphasis. These are going
Right.
to be an exclamation point, right?
Now, what's been kind of the trend is, you know how like in movies, you have background music. You know, like Jaws coming up, dun 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 dun. Dun. We don't have music. We don't. We don't. No. We have sound effects. We have sound
Yeah,
effects.
I've missed
But we
that.
don't have we don't have music. But we do have borders. Okay, so.
So you can get a lot of drama and a lot of effect
Okay,
with
so
your borders.
right. Okay, so we're having a shot where the villain is voicing out a challenge.
Right.
And that that's something not tragic, but it's something
Scary.
and
Oh,
exciting.
I'm scared. Yeah.
So if you want to break it up like this, then you can say like the borders, the panel borders are scared
the
too.
dum-dum-bum.
They're scared too. So
I never thought of it that way. The border is scared too. This border isn't as scared as this one, right? Okay,
now,
we have a
obviously
scared border.
Obviously, he's wickedly smiling.
Yeah. All right, this is the villain issuing, notice how beautifully he said that, issuing the challenge with inside within a scared border. And
one
nobody
thing,
watching this has ever heard that before.
one thing I like to do with close-ups, because this is technically a close-up, it's a close-up of a face, is to take the prior panel and use that as, for instance, you have cameras set up.
Right.
And what I like to do is just take that same camera in the same position and just zoom in. So since this guy, so the camera is down here eye level and he's up there, you zoom in, you kind of see an upshot. So you see his nostrils, if he's cleaned them lately
It's
or
been
not.
mentioned many times in the past, but what you do is so akin to what a movie director does, because basically you are directing the story. Keep drawing. You're determining the angles. You're determining what to emphasize, from what pose to show it, with close-up, long shot, back view, front view. You are a movie director of your own strip.
That's actually one of my goals. To
be a director?
And I see.
Not till you've done a few more strips for us. But I can
Oh,
see
well,
that.
I'll just do superheroes. I'll do
great.
the X-Men. Okay, so the next shot is obviously him reacting, so him turning around. Now since you've established a villain, now we're looking at the hero from the villain's viewpoint.
Gotcha.
And so since he's up there, he's looking down. That's also psychologically, he's looking down on a character.
Exactly,
So
right.
he's kind of in he's at the disadvantage.
Well, I think it's obvious to everybody by now that a lot of thought goes into this. And we have 10 minutes to go. I don't want to make you nervous, but I hope you're getting nervous. And you notice this border is a nice straight border because the hero isn't yelling a challenge, right?
Right.
So it isn't an alarming border. I wondered why they called you Whilce Portacio. Now I know.
So you know, by that you want contrast.
Exactly.
If everything was, I mean, you could make a case in point that he's obviously flustered because who's this guy shouting at me? But you know, if his panel borders were, you know, erratic too, then you know it would nullify the
This
the
one
impact.
wouldn't have stood out as much.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's turning around, and we can use little ciphers. You know, whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. He moves the air, whoosh, so there's lines flowing back. Okay. So at that moment, now he's looking at the at the villain behind him. He doesn't see what's happening in front of him. So we have the line of the building, and then we have little henchmen with.
And they're the villain's henchmen.
I don't know, power drills or something like that.
Or they could be electric saws. What are those saws that the villains always use in the movies?
Chainsaws?
Chainsaws, that's the word I was looking for. Thank you. Oh boy, they look like villains' henchmen, even
Okay,
the way
so-
they're standing.
So,
right.
so since I've established that these two guys already are holding the, and then you know you show action lines, you show explosion. I mean, you show special effects. That's
Right,
actually one of the
right.
names of the games now. Now,
And
since
it
I've
gives
showed
you a
two
little
people,
movement and
right?
action there.
Since I've already showed two of them, I can actually just draw heads or bits and pieces of it, and you get the idea that there's a lot of them back there. But you know, you don't see every little thing happening. And then to emphasize that a little more, maybe even draw the good old Kirby action lines.
And when you put the dialogue balloons in, you have the room. You can cover that, you can cover that, you can cover that. Probably put his dialogue balloon over here or somewhere.
Okay, so
Go
then
ahead.
now we want
we've got about 7 minutes to go.
Now we want to show him falling through.
Uh-huh.
That's easy. You've already established that they're on a building. You already established that they're wrecking wrecking it. So something's happening to it.
And
so
nothing has happened yet, but you have the feeling of action and motion and things happening. Okay.
so now I can just show bits and pieces, and if these bits and pieces look like these bits and pieces,
You
then
tie it in your mind.
Right. I mean, you don't have to be flagrant with everything. Actually, that's kind of boring, where everything, is from the same shot. You see
Right.
everybody full.
Right.
You want to show action and emotion and So you show your hero.
You do your sound effects too, huh?
So you show your hero falling. Obviously not standing, so he's
Right,
obviously
right.
falling. And then if you want, you add in again a little more action lines. So he's falling, and then we want to do another panoramic shot, kind of. Actually, I got it. Because see, we're running out of space here, but see, we also wanted to emphasize the last shot.
Right.
So we'll do that this way. We'll actually stretch this out all the way to the bottom. So the show, that's actually better, because then you show that he's actually falling through a lot.
That's right.
So
it's a
it
deeper
seems
fall, a
more
longer
of a
fall.
danger.
Right.
Oh, and another thing here is, see this close-up overlaps this because he's imposing on his space. He's saying the challenge.
I got it. I can see that.
Okay, so now let's do this shot where we have the villain with a huge grin on his face. You're looking at him from the back, and he's surveying the damage that he's wrought, and he's obviously happy with himself.
What hath Dr. Doom wrought? Except that's not Dr. Doom.
I love Doc Doom.
I know, me too. But he's one happy villain at that point, isn't he?
Right.
Okay.
Okay, so
I think you're going to make this. We've got maybe 5 minutes.
okay, so
4 minutes.
okay, again, now since we're establishing something again, we're establishing a status quo. The first status quo was that you got him up here, you got
Right,
him over
right.
here, and they're all pretty much hunky-dory now.
Right.
Now everything's kind of messed up.
Uh-huh.
So now, since you've already established a little